Listen well, brother.
I'm listening.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
There can be only one.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
Roll Tide, Keely Chow, Roll Tide, brother. Grumpy Old Marine Bet is over on Rumble along with Jester of Sin. Good morning, gentlemen. Chris Persia, the Wrench of Wrenches, is always over there as well. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you doing, company? Good morning. Good morning, Jester. How are you doing, my friend? It is Thursday. It is Thirsty Thursday. Good morning. Good morning. Project Storytime, the Wicked Wrench of the East. What is up, my brother? Good morning. The Wrenches of Ragnarok are here. Good morning, gentlemen. Claude Saline, what is up? Good morning. Almost said good evening. I don't know why. I tell you what, Mr. CCDB in the house says Alien Nation. Alien Nation. Okay, so let's talk about Gary Graham. Holy crap, I can't believe that. I saw that the other day and I was like, dude, no. Sham says too much depressing news this week. First, Mike and Mike break up, and now Gary Graham has passed away. Let's put a little positive on this. Because I want to talk about the stuff he did and what I saw. So I saw this crazy ass poster, and it was a theater poster, and I never saw it in theaters. It's one of those weird moments where you see, like, you see a poster, and it was the robot, It was the robot on Robot Jox, and I saw it. I was like, "Oh, cool!" I loved robots. Loved robots back in the day. Still do. Play the shit out of Mech Warrior and stuff like that. I still do. I've got this like 20-year campaign going on for Mech Warrior that I've been working on for like the past year. Love big robots. So, big robots bashing the shit out of other robots, even if it's big robots kicking the crap out of kaiju. I love it. Robot Jox was so badass. And I was like, man, I want to see this. And I never saw it. I never saw it at the theater. I never saw a thing for it. But then later, I saw the poster at the video store. And I was like, okay, if there's a poster at the video store, and yeah, Project Cambrian. I never saw the poster in theaters, but I did see the poster at Jumbo Video, right? I think it was Hollywood Video for me. It was either Hollywood Video or it was Blockbuster. I can't remember. But I finally found the movie and I watched the shit out of that movie. I wish I had my camera set up today. I don't. It's in the other room from when we do card days on Sundays. And that was the first movie I can remember seeing with Gary Graham in it. And I loved it. I watched the shit out of that movie, man. I watched the shit out of that movie. And I was finally able, it was maybe a year or two ago, I found it on Blu-ray. And I was like, I can't believe it. It's on Blu-ray. Robot Jox on Blu-ray. And I immediately bought it. And freaks people out when they see that. They see that Blu-ray and they're like, I didn't even know that came out on Blu-ray. And I'm like, yeah, it's one of those things you had to catch quick. Sorry. I have no idea how many copies they did. I have no idea how many copies they did, how much, but I know there wasn't like a huge, oh my God, it's Robot Jox. That's the first movie I ever remember seeing with Gary Graham in it. And I liked it. I really freaking liked it. And it was one of those movies I kept coming back to. I didn't like, I know a lot of people in here are going Alien Nation. I didn't catch that except for syndication. I remember my dad trying to watch the series, and he didn't like the series that much. He didn't like it as much as the movies. James Caan was in the original movie. Yikes. And, your mother mate's out of season. That one guy tells him his mother mate's out of season. But the movie was good. The movie was good. And I didn't understand it. I didn't understand a lot of it because I was so young when it came out. Something that I just didn't get. It's a drug movie. It's just like an alien drug movie. So these aliens come down, and the movie doesn't have Gary Graham in it, but the series did. So it'd be a while. It would be the spoiled milk that they drink to get drunk. And he's like, oh man, I can't believe curdled milk. Crash and burn, Jester. Crash and burn, brother. Crash and burn, Commander. I love that. I love that scene, dude. Crash and burn, Commander. It's one of those things that you don't forget. And Tex Conway, dude. It's clobbering time. I knew that when we started doing the comic book roundtable, that I had to throw that scene in there from Tex Conway for Clobby. And he had no idea. He's like, I don't even know what that's from. I have no idea. And it's clobbering time. You lost the advantage, boy. It's clobbering time. I knew I had to put that in there because it was just so badass. But I didn't see Alien Nation until the series until I was older and I got insomnia when I was a teenager, I got insomnia, so I'd stay up late and I'd watch MASH and whatever the hell was on late night. And that's one of the shows that was on late night. And, it was the second buddy cop show I got invested in after Miami Vice. I think that's true for me too. Project. You know, you watch the buddy cop movies. There's so many buddy cop movies in the 80s and the 90s that so many that it's easy to forget some of them, but you don't forget Alien Nation. If you watched Alien Nation, it was good. And then the series. So I started catching little bits of the series here and there late night. In the middle of the night, I'd get up and I just couldn't sleep. And I'd watch it. And I think the only reason why I gave it a shot was because of Gary Graham. That was the only reason I gave it a shot. There's so much in his repertoire. He's got I mean, a huge amount of stuff that he did. There's so many episodes of stuff that he did. You know, when you look at his Enterprise credits, he's only got like 12 episodes. I can't believe that. I couldn't believe that when I saw that. 12 episodes and that's it. He's in JAG. I remember him being in JAG. He was in JAG for 6 episodes. He was in 5 seasons of JAG. I think he had like an episode a season for 5 years. Maybe 2. I think there was a point where he had 2. But it was always good seeing him in that. He had a lot of single episodes of stuff. So I mean, you start looking at some of the stuff they did. Starsky and Hutch, Incredible Hulk. He was in the Incredible Hulk with Lou Ferrigno and Bill Bixby. Knots Landing. There will be some people out there like, what the hell is Knots Landing? Chips, Dukes of Hazzard, T.J. Hooker. Yes, T.J. Hooker. Remington Steele. He worked with a lot of people. Moonlighting. Hunter. He did Alien Nation right after he did Robot Jox. He may have even been working on that at the same time. I don't know. He was in the commish. God help me. He was in the commish. I mean, his list is like endless. He was in so much stuff. He totally did it with an alien chick and had a half alien, half human baby. That's true. Let's see. Renegade, Mantis. He was in 9 episodes of Mantis. He was in 1 episode. Can anybody tell me what episode of Star Trek Voyager he was in? He was in the Ocampa episode where Cass is like, I can, there's Ocampa nearby. You're an Ocampan. And they had like a little space station full of Ocampans that had gone out into space with the female caretaker. Yeah, he was in Ocampa. It's crazy. So he was in Voyager. I'm glad he came back. I'm glad that's not the only like Star Trek he was in, because I really didn't give a shit about Kess's people. So the fact that he came back and played Saval in Enterprise, I love that. He was in Pacific Blue, Diagnosis Murder. He had multiple Alien Nation movies. They came out with a whole bunch of different Alien Nation movies that I absolutely love. Mr. Tickle Trunk, what's up, bro? What is up, brother? He says, thank you for the stream today. Even low budget, he put in his all. He did. Rest in peace, Gary Graham. He was a great actor and warm person despite being in Hollywood. He was. No, absolutely. Absolutely. And often you see these actors and actresses that are in these little roles and they're fighting for that chance. And oftentimes they're the most humble. It's kind of crazy. You would think that a lot of the big wigs, a lot of the top dogs would be more humble. And Mark, yes, we're going to bring that up here in just a minute. The Axonar stuff is legendary. Thank you, Mr. Tickle Trunk, for saying that, because I didn't want to be down about this. I celebrate this guy's work, celebrate the stuff he did, celebrate the stuff he left us. Go out and watch a Gary Graham movie today. Go out and watch an episode of Alien Nation. Go watch something with Gary Graham in it and be like, you know what, dude? Thank you. Thank you for bringing us this stuff. And thank you, Mr. Tickle Trunk, for your $5 Canadian super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And this one is just for you, my friend. Skull!
Long live the fighters!
Still getting over this damn cold. I'm working on it. It got too cold out, baby. It's cold outside. It got too cold out for too long. It was down in like the single digits. Ugh. I hate it. Even though he was born a few blocks away from me, I never met him. I met Weird Al and Johnny Cash. I don't recall meeting him. Johnny Cash is one hell of a guy. Absolutely. Go and watch some episodes of Enterprise after this. I rewatched Robot Jox last night. I was amazed when I got my Blu-ray for Robot Jox because there was extra stuff in it, and it was letterbox, dude. I'd never seen Robot Jox in letterbox. I'd just seen it in pan and scan. So to see it widescreen like that was just awesome. It was just freaking awesome. I love the fact that I got that and I got to see it. I have no idea how hard that is to get now. Someone was like, Loki, it's like $100. And I was like, there ain't no way. No way. Let's see. Amazon. Robot Jox. Robot Jox. Damn. Okay, so the Blu-ray isn't that much. The multi-format, yeah, the one I got is $119.99. I'm not kidding. So let me share this. I don't know why that's so expensive. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why they are like, why is it that much? But that multi-format one, because that's the one I got. That's the one I ordered. It was $119.99. Why? Only one left in stock. You get the Blu-ray, just the Blu-ray, for $20. You can get the DVD for $9. I don't know why that one is so expensive. That does not make any sense. Multi-format, $119.99. Stream now with Prime Video, only $0.00. I don't get it. A multi-format NTSC Blu-ray widescreen. Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't. Maybe mine has extra bonus shit on it. I don't know. Best dumpster fire movie, sci-fi movie ever. No, seriously, I love it. I love it too. I don't know why they want that much for it. You can just get the Blu-ray, guys. If you want it, just get the Blu-ray. Nothing wrong with that. Alien Nation still holds up. Watch both movie and show. Yeah. If you love Gary Graham, I thought he was great. I thought he was going to be the villain in Enterprise. I really did. The shadow guy that we got in that first season, I am talking in the shadows, and I think you need to do this and this, and I'm from the future. I thought that was Gary Graham. I really did. I thought that was like, he's an evil Vulcan. Little did I know that he was going to end up being a really good guy. He was going to give him shit and push him and be like, you're not ready. You humans are not ready. I hated it. Balkans. I was right there with Trip and Archer. If the damn Balkans only let us get out and actually do something every once in a while, we'd be a lot longer ahead than we are now. I felt just like that. And I couldn't stand Sabal. Oh, thank you, Mr. Tickle Trunk, brother. This one is just for you. Skull!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill. Claude Parrish says, Gary told us that the Indian Robot Jox was rewritten because the writer had a crisis of conscience. It's a Vietnam vet who suddenly didn't want to glorify violence. They also opened it up for a sequel. So they opened it up for a sequel. So the idea behind Robot Jox was Achilles and Alexander retire, and they're like, this shit needs to stop. We need to work together, and they don't want to listen. The two nations don't want to listen, and they want to keep going with the games, fighting for everything. And Achilles and Alexander are trying to work behind the scenes to stop it when they get invaded by giant kaiju. Sound familiar? Does it sound like another movie that happened later? Something about the Pacific, right? Yes, it does. And Alexander and Achilles get back in mechs, get back in their robots to lead the fight against these giant alien kaiju. And they use the mechs to save the world. And that was Crash and Burn. There was a sequel. It was called Crash and Burn. No Gary though. But that was the idea. That was the original idea. They also did another Robot Jox movie, Robot Jox 2, that had nothing to do with Gary or the idea they originally had. And a rim. Yes, a Pacific and a rim. Which I was like, okay, so this is pretty much like the Robot Jox idea, is that this is the idea they had. Okay, it's just a little different. So I like that. I like it when you hear about crazy stuff like that. You're like, dude, okay, so they kind of took that idea and they rolled with it. And I remember seeing an interview with the guy who brought Pacific Rim together, and he was like, I'd heard about this crazy idea about monsters and robots, and I was like, you heard about this, and went into this idea. Yeah, I get it. Robot Jox was a great film. Gary was great in it. He was great in Alien Nation too. How many people, you know what? How many people don't even get out of a first season when they do a show about a movie? How much does that happen? And they did 22 episodes of Alien Nation and then went on to do movies. Alien Nation Dark Horizon, Alien Nation Body and Soul, Alien Nation Millennium, Alien Nation The Enemy Within, Alien Nation The Udar Legacy. They went and did these movies over more and more and more because people wanted more. They were obviously watching them. We want more, right? $211, Chris Persia. $211. God help me. Yeah, Robot Jox bankrupted them. Robot Jox bankrupted them. It was one of those crazy things where they're like, they loved this idea and they wanted to see it to its fullest. And they went so far as bankrupting themselves to make the movie. That's crazy. Where most people would just be like, well, cut out the giant robot bites and only have one giant robot bite and only do this. I mean, it looks good. You can talk about stop motion all you want to. The stop motion work on that was top notch. The lasers, give that green laser a try. It felt like freaking Mech Warrior. It felt like Mech Warrior. How about the blue laser? Except they're just calling it, green laser and the saws, all the stuff, all the little tricks they had when they were fighting. The flash, the flashbang. It was just, man, it was like watching Mech Warrior. So for me, I was a kid in a candy store watching that. I was a kid in the candy store. Mr. CDB says, I love that they picked him instead of someone that looked like James Caan. Because, yeah, they could have picked someone that looked like James Caan. He looks nothing like James Caan does in Alien Nation, the movie. He looks nothing like that. Yikes. So, your mother mates out of season. They went with him. And they gave him a shot, and they trusted that he could pull it off. In my opinion, he did an absolutely great job. If he hadn't, they wouldn't have kept bringing him back for the movies, for the TV movies. So, Reykjavik. What about it? Every mech needs a Gauss rifle to be a Mech Warrior Battletech. Well, I don't know. You can be a spammer too. So you just spam that laser and missile button. You'll be all right. Trust me. Grumpy old memory that I've been doing the same thing last few days. My knee has been hurting a lot the last few days, so sitting at a desk was not comfortable. I hear you. It's the weather, man. It's absolutely, positively the weather. So stay warm, bro. Stay warm. Thing about Alien Nation that got me was that they were evolved seahorses. God, now you're going back, dude. You are going back. Weren't they artificially evolved by the people that had them as slaves? Because they were all slaves. Death from above. Yeah. Oh yeah. Death from above. Sea monkeys. Yeah. So if you don't know what Mark's talking about, Death from Above is a tactic you can use, especially what was it, a champion? Was it the champion that was like completely designed around the idea of Death from Above? So you take your mech and you use its jump jets and vault onto your target. And if it's something like a light mech, it crumples like a tin can. So you just land on it and it's crushed. It's gone. It's out of here. If you're big enough. If you're small, it's a great way to stay mobile and jump over stuff and get out of range quickly. So you go in really fast and you do hit and run tactics with a bunch. There's all kinds of different stuff you can do with jump jets and Death from Above. They got drunk on rocket and milk. Yes, the aliens got drunk on rotten milk, on curdled milk. Specifically, it was curdled. It had to be curdled. And if you watch that, it's really funny because they're in California, and in the movie, he's like, "Oh, he's taking out jobs," and you're like, "Oh my God, okay, I see where this is going. I see where this is going." Champions and Atlas. Yeah. So the Atlas is the scary one with the skull on its face. One of my favorite mechs of all time. But anyway, getting back to Gary. See what else. See what else he's got up his sleeve. He was in the commish. He was in an episode of Grace Under Fire, Renegade. I said that, didn't I? Star Trek Voyager, Pacific Blue, Diagnosis Murder, Soldier of Fortune. God, he was in an episode of Ally McBeal. Walker, Texas Ranger, Manhattan, Nash Bridges, Jag, Dragnet. He was in an episode of Dragnet. Start 12 episodes of Star Trek Enterprise. So what did he do after Star Trek? He was in Inalienable, Siren, Star Trek of Gods and Men. He played Ragnar in Star Trek of Gods and Men, which I'm pretty sure is holy shit. So we've got Walter Cohen, Michelle Nichols, Alan Ruck, Garrett Wang, J.G. Hertzler, Martok fears them, right? Gary Graham, Tim Russ comes back as Tuvok. J.G. Hertzler comes back as Kaval, or is Kaval. Alan Ruck comes back as Captain John Harriman of the Enterprise B. Garrett Wang, Ensign Kim, comes back shows up as Commander Garen. Michelle Nichols is Captain Nyorohura, Pavel Chekhov, Walter Koenig. Ethan Phillips is a data clerk. Lawrence Stone. Okay, so the guy that challenged Spock for like courtship of his wife back in the original series comes back. Janice Rand. God, she was so sweet. She was so nice. Did you guys ever hear the story about Janice, about what happened? They felt that her and the captain were too close. Her and Kirk were too close. They were too close, and they didn't want Kirk to be seen as a cheater. They didn't want the audience to feel like Kirk was cheating on Janice Rand, so they got rid of her. Rest in peace, Gary. Yeah, if you start opposite Shaquille O'Neal, you are a legend, in my opinion. Rest in peace, Gary Graham. Yeah, thank you, Pops. Good morning, my friend. Good to see you. Pacific 414. I remember seeing them drink the curdled and thinking, oh, that was absolutely gross. Yeah, no. I have a TENS machine hooked up right now. Problem is, I have end-stage osteoarthritis in my right knee. So short of knee replacement, I just have to grin and bear it. Some days are better than others. No, dude, I get it. So when I was in high school, my sophomore year, I bent my knee back 90 degrees the wrong way. Believe me, I feel it. As soon as it starts getting cold, I'm like, yeah. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. They're trying to work on my other joints, but yeah. Instead, they cheated the audience with Kirk's death. I don't know why it's like hiding. It's weird. It's like you and Railway Nation's two messages are joined as one. It's so weird. It's been a long road. I ain't gonna sing that this morning. I have no drink. So I forgot my drink. I was sitting here looking over all my stuff this morning, looking at what I was going to go over. Because I didn't want to just half-ass this. I wanted to have everything pulled up and do my best to honor his memory and what he did. So I forgot my drink this morning. So no, I'm not going to sing this morning. Ain't no way. Graham also wrote for Breitbart. I had no idea about that. I had no idea about that, Lex. Are you kidding me? At least I didn't drink green titty milk. That's true. That is so true. At least I didn't drink green titty milk. I forgot my coffee. Yeah. Forgot my coffee. Forgot my coffee this morning. No coffee, no drink. I got an empty can of Boost here and all the medicine I have to guzzle down every morning. What do you mean all the medicine you have to guzzle down every morning, guys? They come in all kinds of shit. I take metformin for diabetes. I take Sartan for blood pressure. I take another medicine that I can't freaking pronounce for blood pressure, and glipizide for diabetes. And they're trying to work on a pill for my nerves, not like nerves like nervous nerves, but nerves like my nerve endings nerves. So, but they haven't quite figured that one out yet. I go and see my doctor Monday. We'll see what happens. So yeah, I take a Boost first thing in the morning when I wake up, and then I'll have some crackers. Usually I have my drink. I have coffee, whatever. Peeps are still here. Yeah, peeps are still here. Hyper knee extension that happened to me the day before 8th grade started. Now it's a part of my human barometric pressure detection system. Yes, you know what I'm talking about. Project Cambrian knows what I'm talking about. So he gets it. He totally gets it right there. I know when it's going to be cold. I know when it's going to rain. I can tell you just from the way my knee feels. Totally gets it. Good morning, Darth Arlena. How are you doing? Darth Arlena just pulled up over on Rumble, but I don't. There she is. What's up? I didn't see you there for a minute. Cheers. Wish I had a drink to ching. I can't even message the captain of chaos because she ain't here. She's out today. So there isn't any, hey, go get me a drink, sweetheart. Because she's gone. She's not here. Not here. Who that? Who there? Let's see what else we got. He was in Renegades. Star Trek Renegades, right? He was in 2 episodes of that. Again, playing Ragnar, the character Ragnar. I don't think it was until he did the Axanar that he came back as Sabal. And that really blew everybody away. I want to tell you something. You know, as much as people jump on the anti Alec Peters bandwagon, Axanar was great, dude. Axanar was absolutely great. Richard Hatch as Commander Karn. Tony Todd was in it. Kate Vernon, the queen bitch of the Federation, right? The Ice Queen. J.G. Hertzler, Talk, showed up as Admiral Samuel Travis. Gary Graham showed up as Ambassador Sabal. To hell with CBS and Paramount for being like, you'll never come back and work for us again. That was a slap in the face to Gary Graham and everyone who participated in that, because there was a lot of love there. There's a lot of love there. So Dave G. Sound says, talk with Alec directly from time to time, so not listening to the haters. I got to talk to Alec a couple times. He's got his mission. That's his mission. That's his whatever he's doing. I mean, I can sit here and be like, I don't think he I could say that I don't think, there was things that he did, I think there were missteps, but he was fighting court battles. He was fighting fights with CBS and Paramount. He just wanted to tell a great Star Trek story. It was a Star Trek story we could all get behind. I remember the fandom going absolutely insane when they saw that. absolutely insane. And the fact that Sabal was there, Gary Graham was back as Sabal, and his lines were iconic. His lines were iconic. You know, when he's like, I told the Federation that they couldn't win. They couldn't win, not against the Klingons. And then they started fighting back. And you're like, dude, he's really into this. He's really backing his character. It's like he never left. It's like he never left. He came back and he played this character again. So bravo. Bravo, man. That he came back and he did that. How many people could you say would be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll come back. I'm not even working for Paramount and CBS. I'll come back and I'll play your Vulcan, and I love the lines. And him and JG were like best buddies, dude. That's one of the crazy things. Him and JG Hertzler were like best friends, and I've got so much respect for JG because he really changed the game when it came to Klingons. I mean, we had Worf, you know, we had Worf, and Worf was kick ass. JG Hertzler, Kronos. We had Worf, and he was badass. But and Gowron was kind of funny. He was crazy. You didn't know he's like that crazy girlfriend. You don't know what she's gonna do, but you know she's gonna do something crazy. Then you had Martok, who was like, I will absolutely positively run over you and demolish everything in front of me to get to my goal. He was just as honorable as Worf, but he was more seasoned and he was a leader. Where I think Worf had more to get there. He needed more time to get there. He was the leader we needed. And the fact that they saw that, everybody saw that. Even the guy who played Gowron said, as soon as I saw him, I knew my time was up. He said, I knew it. I knew it. But the fact that they were both best friends and hung out away from everything, and it just goes to show that, you know, we talk a lot about actors and actresses and the stupid shit they do and the stupid shit they say. And you know what? Some of them are absolutely good people, just like everybody else. They're not all in on this, like, you know, we want to control the world BS. They just want to practice their craft. What is their craft? Acting. It's not politicizing things. It's not running a charity scam. It's not doing anything like that. It's about applying your craft and getting to do what you love. We talk about starving artists sometimes, the things that starving artists do. I get it. I'm not starving, but I go about this, and Mike will accuse me of this over and over again, of the starving. You're a starving artist, dude. And I'm like, I'm not starving. He goes, that's not my point. He said, you're not trying to be the top of the pack, and you don't want to be the top of the pack. You just want to do what you do and have fun doing it. I'm like, yeah, no, that's exactly right. I don't need to be anything but what I am. If that comes in time, that comes in time. If that happens one day, it happens one day. I'm not trying to be the first up the ladder. I'm not trying to be the quickest up the ladder. I've got a plan. And if I'm going to be here for 10 years doing this, then I have got to run this like a marathon, not a sprint. And when I see someone that cared about their craft so much get treated badly, you know, to get told, we'll never invite you back because you went and did this fan film. How petty and cheap does Paramount and CBS need to be? how petty and cheap Paramount and CBS need to be. I don't know. There's some unforgivable sins that CBS and Paramount have committed when it comes to Star Trek. That's one of them. Is how they treat their alumni that went off to do other things. Oh, you'll never be brought back. You'll never be put in the forefront. We'll never acknowledge your existence ever again. They took the ball home. Yeah. This is my ball. You can't play with it. They went home. It's exactly what they did, Dave G. Sound. And it sucks because he obviously was a very nice guy. And Mark's right. They did the same thing with Star Wars. So, some of the last work he did, Wisdom from the Apocalypse. And he's very low on the cast list, so I don't know how much he's in it. It says an unimaginable apocalyptic wasteland of the distant future, fragmented remnants of humanity eke out a precarious existence. Their shattered society, a haunting echo of bygone times. Wisdom from the Apocalypse is a gripping anthology film. It escorts you into the grim reality, a chilling testament to human preservation, yada, 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 yada. So Gary Graham is in the credits. I don't know how much he's in it. I will check it out, I guess. I'll check it out and watch it because it's got Gary Graham. He was in Jeepers Creepers Reborn. That's got a 2.5 out of 10. Assassin's Apprentice. Sobadors of the Canary Islands. He's got second billing. So Armin Shimmerman is in it. He plays Roy. Gary Graham's in it. He plays Sork. Is there anybody else in it that I know? Not that I see. Ryan T. Husk is in it. No. In fact, Armin Shimmerman is in it. I'll have to check it out. And of course, he was in Star Trek Renegades and some other stuff. He had like a 2 or 3 year break. He had a 2-year break between Demon Protocol and Unbelievable, and then another 2-year break until Jeepers Creepers, and then three things: a short, 2 shorts, and Wisdom of the Apocalypse. That's going to be his last work, which sucks. It really sucks. I'll check him out though. I'll watch him. Celebrate the man's life though. It's not about being down. He did great work. He did fun work. I'm sure there was some stuff that he would have loved to do. He played the voice of Green in Quantum Quest, a Cassini Space Odyssey. A bunch of TV, man. So there's definitely some gaps here for me. Some stuff I didn't watch. Some TV stuff will probably that might be hard to find. I don't know. Some of it might be easy. Some of it might be hard. I'm going to dedicate at least like a day or two to watching some of my favorite stuff because he deserves it, and it'll be fun to go back and watch. Surprised he wasn't on Stargate. So was I. I was like, he never did any of the Stargate stuff, any of the series. He never did any of the series stuff. You would think that he would have. You would think that he would have He'd have been kicking ass and taking names at that too, man. People would have loved that. There are people that would have loved to see that. An underrated performer. That's what Pops put up this morning. He is. He's absolutely is. He's an underrated performer. So, Chrono says later, taters. Yeah, we're gonna get out of here. I wanted to make this more of a remembrance party. He was a great actor. Paramount needs to let people play with their balls. It loosens you up. No, absolutely. Absolutely. They do. They absolutely do. He was the gate. Nice. Dave G. Sound. He was the gate. He played the gate. But man, there was so much Stargate. You think he would have got on that. He's been right at home. Maybe they didn't like him. Maybe there was something about him they didn't like. I don't know. Maybe he didn't get along with somebody. There was a lot of talent on that show. There's a lot of great talent in Stargate. I'll see if I can ask PJ to ask Malozy. Is there any reason why Gary Graham never got brought on the show? I'll ask PJ if he can ask him that. If he can ask Malozy that. Was there anything going on? Anything you know about? So let's see. Gary's Alien Nation co-star Eric Pierpont was in an episode of Star Trek Enterprise. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was a Canadian show. They dug for local actors. I can ask Joe. Please do, Adega, because he was like right there. He was right there. So maybe he asked for too much money. Maybe, I don't know. See what happened. What happened? Be like, Joe, why did you never have Gary Graham come on Stargate? Because that would have been that I could see that. I could see him doing that. I could see him doing that. Maybe they didn't think he'd do it because of Paramount, because of Star Trek. I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to poach him. Who knows? I mean, work's work, especially for someone that is plying their acting trade as I want to do stuff I like and enjoy and fun and have fun. That's what I'd want to do. I don't care about I don't care about the big movies. I don't care about the big things. I want to do what challenges me, and I want to have fun while I'm doing it. That's my concern. A genre veteran, yeah. I mean, shit, dude, sci-fi. Very much a genre veteran. Sci-fi genre veteran. We feel the loss more as Graham represents an area where story meant more, quality meant more. Seeing what we have now, put what we've lost and been denied all the more. Yes. No, project. I agree. No, I absolutely agree. I wish they understood that more today. Maybe we can be loud enough. Maybe we can create enough noise. Yeah, that's true. T'Pol was a Jaffa. It's true. She came over and did it. Maybe we can make enough noise that they'll notice it again. They're pretty much ignoring everything, and I think there's going to come a point where they're going to be on their knees begging, "Please come watch my shit," and we're just going to say no because you all said don't come and watch my movie, and that's something that Gary would have never done. Never been like, if you don't agree with my politics, don't come watch my movie. Never said that, ever. This is we live in such a weird time. We live in such a weird time. Yeah, had big roles in Stargate. So you would think he could have come over. You would have thought he could come over. Ricardo played such an ass too in Stargate. He was totally a different character. Woolsey was such a different character in Stargate than he was as the Doctor on Voyager. So was Trenner. Such a villain. Such a good villain. Connor Trenner was such a good villain on Stargate Atlantis. He was such a good villain. So these roles were so different. They were so different. I hate that they took out Sam. I liked Sam being the commander of Stargate. I would have liked it if we could have gotten Jackson, more of Jackson on Atlantis, because that's where he wanted to be. That's where he wanted to be. That's where he wanted to go. It would have been cool if we could have got Jackson, Michael Shanks, to come over and been on Atlantis with Sam. That would have been nice. But what Anima says here is absolutely right. Woolsey had a great character development from an unlikable asshole to a decent person. When he found out what was going on, the nastiness that was going on behind the scenes, when he found out the illegal stuff that was going on, and he went to Hammond, I thought maybe he can be a part of this, maybe. And they took that and they ran with it, and they did a really good job with it. But I would have loved to see Gary on Stargate. I think it's a missed opportunity. I don't know what happened, but considering how many people they brought over, would have been nice. And Paramount and CBS can take a short leap off or a tall leap off a short pier, whatever you want to call it. They screwed up. They treated their people like they own them. Who knows? No, that shouldn't have been an issue. They had Shimmerman on an episode of Stargate while he was still playing Quark. Yeah, he played one of the Nox. So, and you only see them in one episode, and he's their leader. So you only see him in one episode of Stargate, and he's the leader of the Nox. And that's it. I think you see his wife, his female other, in the episode where they try Scar, where they have Skara. And they try him and they get the gold out of him. But that's it. That's all you ever see them. So it's like, you see so much of the Asgard. The Asgard are so prevalent in everything. And the Nox just kind of get forgotten. Like the Burlings, we never thought we'd get a chance to meet you. We are the Burlings. Giant teddy bears. Living in trees. Wonder where they got that one from. I don't know. They did really good work, but so did Gary. Guys, I want you guys to have a good Thursday. We'll be back later today with me and this guy right here. Later tonight on 7 Kinds of Mischief. Be me and Adega Outlaw hanging out. Yeah, we did. It was in episode 200. In fact, I remember that. It's absolutely crazy. It was in episode 200. And we see them, but it's a story. So, and then their planet blows up. And then you see Sam and Danny, and they're like, it doesn't make any sense. And it's that guy who made the Gate show. The show about the Gate. I can't remember his name. Anyway, you see him, but it's like, it's not real. But you do see them. They are big teddy bears. We are the Furlings. We never thought we'd get a chance to meet you. Yeah, anyway, episode 200, Stargate. Go back and watch it. Guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter, and we'll see you back with a Day Outlaw later tonight. Have a great Thursday, everybody.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.